Ladies and gentlemen.
Hey guys, good morning. Welcome back to the channel. Hey, this is Tony from the Why Not Garage, and today is Friday. Woohoo! It's Friday. Anyway, we're doing a little road trip here this morning. We're in the new 2025 Toyota Tundra. Little cruise. We're heading towards Chicago, which is basically about 2.5 hours from my house. I'm heading towards that way today to pick up the next mod for the Mustang, and hope to bring some more content to the channel. Actually been doing a lot of work on the Tundra here lately, so the old girl's been sitting in the garage, so I thought, well, you know what, it's about time to pay a little attention to her. So let's talk about a couple things here. About a month ago, I had a little change of plans, and now I'm kind of glad I didn't do it. Actually, for now, hopefully. No. I had plans about a month ago. Well, let's go back and let's talk about actually about 6 years ago, maybe 7 years ago, before I bought the S550 that we have now. My actual street car slash dream car, I guess. I like the GT500s, but you know, they're still holding some pretty ridiculous prices. I guess my second choice would be a Shelby GT350. And obviously I wanted the Gen 2. I wanted the 19 or the 20. I was interested in one about a month ago. So I thought, you know what? Do I need all the power, you know, in the S550? You know, obviously if you watch my channel, yeah, it's making just about 800 the wheel now on pump gas. Got the smaller pulley now on the ESS. So I'm making about 11.5 pounds or so. Maybe 12, I don't know. Really love the car, enjoy the car. Thing in the back of my mind where I thought, you know what, do I really need all the power? Gosh darn it, you know, I built the car from day one, suspension mods, motor mods, cosmetic mods. I kind of built the car the way I wanted the car to be. Enjoy it to the day. But I thought, you know what, do I really need all this horsepower now that I put the car together? Probably not. But you know what? It is what it is. So I thought, you know what, if I can get a pretty good deal out of it, I'll probably end up maybe letting it go. I don't know. There's one color I really do like in the GT350s in the 19, in a 19 Gen 2, was the ruby red with black stripes. And if you guys haven't seen one or seen one in person, they're very nice. I reached out to a few of my close friends, and I kind of wanted to hear their opinion, you know, and kind of wanted to see what they thought, if it would be worth getting rid of the S550 and maybe getting into a Shelby. Because, you know, we're getting older. Older guys get Corvettes, you know, they get Vipers, Audi R8s. I'd like to have one of them. But I thought, you know what, maybe just the nostalgic thing of having a Shelby, kind of like downsizing when you have a big house and you move into a smaller house. It's nice. I thought, you know what, let's maybe change the plans a little bit and let's get a Shelby. I can do cars and coffee with it. I can do some car cruises. I can carve some roads with it. You know, they handle really well. But, you know, I wouldn't have all the power. You know, I have about 526 horsepower, which would be fine. I'd probably leave it alone. No engine work. Don't need to do nothing with the exhaust, because, I mean, if anybody touches the exhaust on a GT350, you're crazy, because it's probably the best exhaust Ford has ever made. So I reached out to a few of my buddies and let them know what I was doing. About 70% of them said, don't get it. You will be very disappointed, and you will miss having the performance, you know, of your car. You build it, you know what's going on. It's kind of hard to find a good Shelby out there that somebody hasn't, you know, beat the crap out of it or whatever. And you know, the Gen 2 is a better motor than the Gen 1, but you know, you just never know. You know, they have a little bit of an oil consumption issue. Not as bad as the Gen 1s, you know, still pretty unpredictable. Anyway, I scratched the 350 theory and going to get the next mod. Decided to, you know, throw a little love back towards the S550. And like I said, stick around. I got about another hour and a half to go on my drive. It's about, like I say, it's about almost a 2.5, 3 hour drive. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning. I've been driving about an hour. The sun's just now starting to come up in my area, and looks like it's going to be a very beautiful day. All right, made it to the destination. Just got here a little bit ago, picked up what I got. It's in the back of the truck already, ready to go. I got about a 2.5 to 3 hour drive back home. This place is really massive. It's a huge hub. Okay guys, so we got it up on the rack today, and I've got a buddy of mine, Bob, up here. He's gonna take care of me today and put one hot setup on it for us. We're gonna be heading out of town with the car soon, and just doing some adjustments to it to try to get camber issue taken care of, front and rear, and obviously check the toe on it. Got the new tires on it. Okay guys, so I just got back from getting the car done, and wow, what a difference. So I never told you what I did. Never told you what the mod was. You may have it figured out by now. Anyway, I may have already said it in the video. I'm not too sure if I did, but anyway, let me tell you what I got. So walking up on the car, what I end up doing is I end up putting a new set of tires on the car. So I went with the Michelin Pilot 4S's, and I will do a quick little review and tell you about the tire here towards the end of the video. So stick around the end. I'll give you a little bit of what I had on it before and what I changed to. I know it made a huge difference from what I had on it before. So anyway, in the rears, I end up going with a 325 3019, which is probably kind of hard to tell, but it's a really good sized meat on the back, and not a whole lot of poke, just a little bit. And then on the fronts, I went with the 285 3519. So I went with a 35 series in the front, and I went with a 30 series in the back. Mismatched them just a little bit, because when it comes overall tire height wise, I think the rears were like 26.9. I think the fronts were like 26.8. So they came out really close in height wise. So I mean, if you didn't know that was a 30 in the rear and a 35 in the front, you know, you pretty much wouldn't have any idea. It looks really good. Drives well down the road. I end up going, let's see, what did we do? We did, I took some camber out of it. We end up, you seen we did some drilling on the strut a little bit there. We hogged out the bottom hole instead of putting a camber bolt in it. But I had like the closest I could get was like 1.7, negative 1.7 in the front. And so we drilled it out, and I brought the camber back in. I didn't want any excessive tire wear. So I ended up dropping it down to, I think I'm at like 1.3 in the front, negative, and then I think I'm at like 1.25 in the rear, 1.20, 1.25. Stood the tire up a little more. I want a little bit more meat on the ground, you know, due to the horsepower it's making. But yeah, so stick around the end of the video, and I'll give you a little bit of maybe tire comparison. Okay, so I want to give you a quick summary of what I did. The tires that I had before on this car, I had a set of Nittos on here. I had the G2 555s, and they weren't bad. They were kind of a cheaper tire, and I guess they always say you get what you pay for, right? So I had 305 35 19s on the rear, and then I had 285 35 19s on the front. The first about 10,000 miles, they weren't too bad, okay? And then they started making a little bit of noise. The grip wasn't bad with the tires. And I don't want to throw like any negativity or any shade towards Nitto, but I'll tell you what, it's not anything even as close to what the Michelins are. Like I said, I put a set of the Michelins on there. The PS4s, hands down the best. I also looked into doing maybe like the Continental Extreme Contacts, and I decided to go with these. I got a great deal on them, and then I think the Michelin is a better tire. Quiet. Now, I've only had them on for a couple days, guys, but let me tell you, if they continually do and get better from what I hear, they're going to be an awesome tire. Now, the tread wear on these is, they say 30,000 miles. If I get that much out of them, great. So anyway, I just wanted to tell you about the tires. I love the tires so far, guys. They're a little pricey. Like, you can get all 4 tires for about $2,000, but I tell you what, it's well worth it. So anyway, guys, if you stuck around this long into the video, please like and subscribe.